Commercial model who gained one of the most coveted world championship of the performing arts in Hollywood, received back-to-back awards at the 2019 PMPC Star Awards for Music for Revival Recording of the Year and Male Pop Artist People's Choice Award. Performed and shared the stage nationwide and internationally with music icons such as The Platters, Rex Smith, John Ford Coley, The Stylistics, Michael Learns to Rock, Air Supply, Brian McKnight, and many more, including the hitman himself, Mr. David Foster. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joaquin Garcia.
All right, welcome to the second hour of the Wind Down, and we have a very special guest, as you saw in the VDR and as you heard on the radio. Welcome to the K-Light Studio, soulful balladeer Joaquin Garcia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, and it's really my pleasure, I am kind of a little excited, and at the same time, there's like a butterfly in my stomach because it's been a while. The last time that we did this, face to face,
yes.
And for the past years that we are all doing through online. So now I'm really excited to do this again.
We're very excited to be with you here live in the studio because you're very talented, and like they saw in the VTR, you're a much awarded artist, so we'll talk more about that later on.
Okay.
We would like to say hi, by the way, to Joaquin's fans. I think he's also live on his social media. Please spread the word. We are live on Facebook. That's 1035K Light. Now, we'll hear Joaquin sing 5 songs for us this afternoon, but
Yes.
before you serenade all of our listeners, of course, let's get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
And I know that you were touring with Rex Smith for the last couple of months. He was here as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And he mentioned your name. And so
Mr. JB.
when I saw your name, that you were going to guest on the show, I knew already that you're going to be awesome. Because just for the fact that you were with Rex Smith in his small shows, that would mean you're a really great singer, right? But let's start with your history because you started out with commercials, right?
Yes.
How did that transition into acting and singing? What was your journey like?
Okay, it was kind of little smooth sailing, But same goes with the other artists who are actually doing the commercial. They go in the process. I also did that, like go on cue.
All of these auditions and VTRs,
yes,
and the
then,
long lines.
Yes, and then you go to the final casting, and then you get to feel that what am I doing here? And most of the guys who will be left are foreigners, and then you're just there. I'm a Filipino, and of course, you need to raise your flag.
Of course, gotta be proud of your skin, right?
Yes, but then again, the directors or the client would actually look for something that a certain particular that fits in the product. So fortunately, I get to have all these commercials, and from there, I also get to expose myself. Because when you do commercials, you also have this background in acting, and I get a little sort of like teleseries before, and it all started from there. Of course, it's a big opportunity for me to do all these commercials, and you get to see in all mediums. Some of the commercials that I did also are being shown in Asian region. So there, and then I also got a recording company that actually signed me to do an album, and I also did this a remake, which was actually became so popular during those times. I think during 80s, became really popularized by Kino. So I did this Leaving Yesterday Behind, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. That's
Yes.
that's a really awesome story from being a commercial model and then trying TV acting
Yes,
and then
yes.
getting into singing. But how did they know that you also sing? Have you always been, in love with singing too? Because you started out with VTRs,
Yes.
diba? And
Yes.
on TV for acting.
Yes.
How do they know that you can also sing for all of these awesome songs?
Okay, just a little bit trivia. If you guys get to see all these signages and other billboards before, that actually eating a corned beef, that was me. During those days and that time, they're actually seeking for someone who can sing and at the same time who can cook or who has a background in cooking. So I took up culinary, and I have a good friend who actually encouraged me to do the commercials. but during that time, I'm kind of little, I mean, in all honesty, I'm very introvert. I don't really go out. I'm a very shy guy. I mean, the only get to get out of my shell when I perform. I totally transform.
I understand.
But
I know a lot of people who are like that too.
So during that time, I was asked to do the commercial, and fortunately, I got the part. And there's this portion of the commercial that being shown in other country that I was singing. So
That's why.
yes, and then it so happened also that I have some friends in the recording industry that asked me to do an album.
Mm-hmm.
So iniisip ko parang I am so fortunate that there are so many tons of artists in the Philippines who are far more great than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then there you go, giving the chance to do an album. So parang I really have to embrace this, and I have to polish my craft, and then of course the realization that I think God gave me a diamond, which really up for me how to make it shine.
Indeed, yes.
So-
Kasi parang lahat na ng opportunities binigay na sa'yo di ba? From the VTRs
Correct.
to acting,
Yes.
and then you were discovered because you were also singing in the commercial.
Yes.
So sabi nga nila, di ba, parang strike while the iron is hot.
Exactly. Napasok ako. I was
It
really,
was so hot.
It was
you
so
just
hot.
had to get into it.
No, but kidding aside, I really tried my best to polish my craft, because it's not, to be in this business is not really a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Though of course you have to enjoy what you are doing. You end up like not just working, loving it, and embracing every time you get to see the people, embracing what you do. So that's the fulfillment for us as an artist. Given the fact that you have all this talent fee, stuff like that, those are, for me, are the secondary. The major is that once you get to encourage everyone, to make them feel love, to go back and hear the soundtracks of their lives. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing I am really aiming, that I would be able to give more encouragement to everyone through my music, with the past experiences that I have been through. So yeah.
We can see that you're fulfilling your calling now. I think you were really called to be a singer more than, just being an actor or being on TV, Para ma-share mo nga yung talent mo, like you said.
Yes.
But who are your musical influences?
Oh, there's a lot. Internationally, I'm always listening to Bublé, to James Ingram, and of course, Martin actually gave me so much influences.
Martin Rivera.
Yes,
Mhm.
but during those times when I get to sing some of his songs, which I am really trying not to do now, because they get to compare. But for me, it's a compliment. Though I'm not really trying to invite his voice into my soul, but nandito na, it's here already. But every time I get to hear my sound and my voice, with his voice, ako mismo, oops, I can hear Martin.
Ikaw mismo napapansin mo na.
I can hear Martin, yeah. But
Yeah,
Martin
but-
is a good guy. I mean, is very, of all artists that I have worked with, he's very encouraging. He's very loving, and he's very supportive. I might sound so redundant, but he's really very supportive with all the rest of the artists.
No, I do agree.
He's the
I
king.
met Martin Rivera, and he's one of the most genuine people in the industry, and very,
Exactly.
very humble, very kind, very
Exactly.
generous with his talent. So
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. But you mentioned more of the balladeers
Yes.
in the industry, right? But would you have a genre na para magugulat yung mga listeners mo or yung mga fans mo na nakikinig ka rin pala sa ganong klaseng music?
Okay, I'm more of like Maroon 5. Yes.
Medyo pop rock ng
Pop
konti.
rock,
Okay.
yeah. I am also into pop music, and there are some songs now that I get to learn and loving it. Of course, you need to go with the flow somehow, that you would be able to capture all the levels of audiences.
Mm-hmm.
So normally when we do show, we get to check the strength of the people, like if majority are millennials, then we get to right then and there to change our repertoire to their sound. And then we get to mix with the 80s and the 90s. If some of the people who will be watching your show are mga moms, you of course you need to share some song that will make them feel kilig.
Yeah. So you cater to all audiences, all types of
we
audiences.
all do that. You really need to cater with all these types of audiences.
So paano yung mga Gen Z? Nagte-TikTok ka rin ba? May mga dance moves ka rin ba? Or hanggang songs lang? Oh,
my
you're
God.
live on TikTok.
Oh my
Speaking of
goodness.
which.
With all these things that I never thought that I would be doing, now I'm doing it. Because a year ago, I am kind of a little hesitant. I have all these hesitations to create a TikTok account. Because I don't dance. With my understanding, TikTok is more of like dancing, the groove, and showing how sexy you are. But I'm not like that. But then it changed, nag-evolve siya with all artists are being there, all the songs are being heard with lots of dance moves. So, and then, I was really encouraged to do it now. So, to all my TikTok friends who are watching, hi.
They can attest that you have, evolved into this person who's now also on TikTok.
Oh my goodness, I really can't imagine myself that I'm dancing. Though, of course, you need to do it, as long as you're having fun. That's one. Never force yourself into things that you are not happy. Just follow, cliche, just follow your heart's desire. So that's one thing.
Kahit anong sabihin ng ibang tao, as long as you're having fun, diba?
Yes.
It's all about you and your content and things that make you happy.
Exactly.
So we're happy to know that you're also on TikTok. So yung mga Gen Z listeners dyan, you can also follow him on TikTok.
Oh, please. It has a lot of an advantage of us as an artist to be in this platform. And I was able to gain more fans. And we also do some sort of contents, like with all the songs that I have, that really became a hit in TikTok. So I am, really so thankful and grateful to all my friends who are there that gets to appreciate all the songs that we have in the album.
Thank God for technology and all the platforms
yes.
now that are available, especially for artists to share
yes.
their craft, right?
Exactly.
All right, so speaking of which, you're a multi-awarded artist and you were nominated for PMTC Star Awards in 2018 for Male Pop Artist of the Year
Yes.
for the album or for the song Kahit Kailan. So can you tell us more about this song?
Okay. The song it's all about, before anything else, I would like to acknowledge, of course, the composer of the song, the late Mr. Ben Escasa. If you're familiar with Ben Escasa, he's the one who actually made lots of popular songs like Sayang na sayang lang and Bakit kung sino pa, something like that. So there are so many songs from big stars that he actually produced. And
Sayang na Sayang is by Manilyn Reyes,
yes,
right?
Yes.
80s baby.
80s baby. So there are so many songs that he actually composed, and then unfortunately he passed away for few years back. But we were able to come out this album, and we actually tried to collaborate with the wife, Miss Deng Escasa, and I myself, to have some sort of a song. Kasi yung the song is all about being martyr. Being martyr, it's not really a negative for everyone, It's something that you really show to your loved one, that you love and you care and you understand, as much as you want it to be more objective of everything. Sometimes, girls tend to be like a roller coaster, which you need to understand.
Mm-hmm.
But the song says, kung meron na siyang iba, lalo na pagmahal mo siya, set them free. But the pain and the love is still there. But once you get to see that person happy with another man, especially you love that women, kailangan maging masaya ka na rin. It's really difficult.
Parang naiiyak na si Joaquin. Parang naiiyak na ako. Yung kinukwento mo pa lang, I'm beginning to, feel emotional about this song.
You see, it's something that you need to understand somehow. Falling in love, it's not just, it feels good. But it has so many levels of understanding, a lot of patience, hardships. It's same goes with your dreams. You really have to take care of that person. And at the end of the day, ako kasi, you have to give out everything. I don't really believe on, this is my opinion, I don't really believe on magtira,
Holding back, yeah.
holding back. I really have to give everything what you have, because at the end of the day, I will never see this sana. I hope or I wish.
Para no regrets. Ako rin, I agree. All or nothing.
All or nothing.
All right, well, thank you for sharing that wonderful story. I think it would be best understood if you convey the message by singing the song.
Okay.
So live right now to sing for us his first song here for Spotlight and K-Light. This is Joaquin Garcia with Kahit Kailan.
Bakit ba nagkaganyan? Di ka ba nang hinayang? Mayroon bang iba sa puso mo? Kaya ika'y naguguluhan. Kahit kailan ikaw lang ang minahal. Kahit kailan sa puso ko'y ikaw lang. Kahit kailan walang ibang minahal. Kahit kailan buong buhay ko ay ibinigay. May pag-asa pa kayang muling magbabalik ang dati mong pag-ibig. Nang ika'y ibigin ko, akala ko'y mahal ko. Nadarama ng puso ko, pag-ibig mo'y di na totoo. Bakit ba nagkaganyan? Di ka ba nang hinayang? Mayroon bang iba sa puso mo? Kaya ika'y naguguluhan. Kahit kailan ikaw lang ang minahal. Kahit kailan sa puso ko'y ikaw lang. Kahit kailan walang ibang minahal. Kahit kailan buong buhay ko ay ibinigay. May pag-asa pa kayang muling magbabalik ang dati mong pag-ibig. Kahit kailan ikaw lang ang minahal. Kahit kailan buong buhay ko ay ibinigay. Kahit kailan buong buhay ko ay ibinigay. May pag-asa pa kayang muling magbabalik ang dati mong pag-ibig. Kahit kailan. Thank you so much.
Spotlight on 103.5.
Wow, grabe naman. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Joaquin Garcia with Kahit Kailan. Now I understand what you were saying earlier what the song is all about. And can I just say, ang dami nag-react, and Leah Ruth is one of them. She says, wow, ang ganda ng boses ni Joaquin, puno ng emotions at tagos sa puso. Thank you, Leia. And since we are live on Facebook, we are also saying what's up to Mark Anthony Manila, who says good afternoon. Hi to Lognot, tama ba? And hi to Joanne Esguerra too. You guys can send in your questions. Aside from Facebook, you can also send us a message on Viber, 0998-590-3413. Hello to Kessler, who's on the road, stuck in traffic, tuned in with Jerson, Carol, Carby, and Ira. If you just tuned in, we are live right here with Joaquin Garcia. And if you guys have any questions, like I said, you can send us a message either on Facebook, that's 1035K-Lite, or Viber, 0998-590-3413. You can also reach me on my Facebook page, that's JB Online, and you can tweet me at JAYBEEJARIOL. Tell your family and friends that we are live also on our website. That's klight1035.com.ph. All right, since we have lots of time to talk to Joaquin over here, hindi lang siya kakanta para haranahin kayong lahat na mga nasa traffic ngayong hapon na to. You won the World Championship of Performing Arts in the US in 2007 for original composition, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
marami pang mga ibang categories, Broadway category, contemporary, and gospel. Grabe naman yung mga trophies and awards mo siguro sa bahay ng lahat ng mga napanalunan mo. But I heard a very interesting story about this. Tell me if I'm wrong or if you have another angle to this story. But I heard that during the grand finals, or the finals of this competition, you performed barefoot. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
See, I
yes.
did my homework.
Okay, yes. It was actually an experience that I am going to share it with everyone. That it's a little funny though, but during those times, it's actually their 10th year anniversary. So, ang dami namin. We're like thousands of who actually joined the event. And then we were trimmed down. We were only like 20 from different countries na lang.
From thousands of contestants who
yes.
tried to audition.
Yes. This is some sort of like an American Idol where they get to pick the 24 finalists. So I was there at the finalist. I'm as one of the finalists, and during that time, there's this American guy who actually stood in front of me, and he told me, "Hey man, you have a good voice, but you're a big threat to me." Oh, and
You were a big threat to him.
Yes.
Sabi no Amerikano.
Yes,
Okay.
I am not so sure if I will take that as a compliment or, mahilig kasi akong tumawa without me knowing that I get somehow, offend everyone. But I just laugh.
Mm-hmm.
But behind my back, do I need to take this as a compliment or what? And then I just try to ignore it, because I have to be more concentrating on what I will be doing on stage. And because the during the competition, you're only allowed to do 30 seconds to render all your songs to the finals. So during that time, when we were in the finals, I have like 60 seconds to do the song. I was really looking for my shoes. I couldn't find it. Because every category, you have to, it's like a quick change. Since
Parang pageant.
Yes.
Nagpapalit ka ng costume.
Yes, because it's a original composition, so you have to represent your country as a whole.
So mag-isa ka lang dito, wala kang assistant.
Wala. Assistants are not allowed to go on backstage. So during that time, I was like really preparing, and I tried to gather all the clothes and the shoes that I need to wear per category. So the moment that I am going to wear my barong, and then I get to hear my name, most guys are just wearing their shoes. Compared to ladies, they need to button it, like mga heels, things like that.
Tsaka dami pang gagawin ng girls, magme-makeup pa, ayusin pa yung buhok, diba?
Yes, but the moment that I was really trying to check, the feeling of they're calling you already from the Philippines. But I was really trying to search for my shoes. Okay, no shoes, barefooted. I walked on stage, my barong, and I tried to fold my pants not not too close to my knees, just maybe like half folded. And then the judges, like Osborne, was there and asking me, because there's a sort of like a small interview before you do the song, and a little background. Why did this song? Why originally from where? And then suddenly the first question was, is that a national costume in the Philippines?
Oh my gosh.
And then I said, yes, this is what we call magbubuhid.
Quick thinker. You're a very quick thinker.
Yes. You know, in the Philippines, there is we call it, what do you call that? Yung folk songs.
Yes.
Okay. So, paro parong bukid, something like that, okay?
No way. You sang this in front of the judges?
I did. For them to realize that we are really representing the country. So, the reason it was actually folded for us that we can walk properly to the soil where all the crabs are there. So, from there, okay na. And while I was singing, parang, it's like a mixed emotion.
O kasi niredeem mo na yung sarili mo, di ba?
Yes.
Hindi nila alam na nawawala lang yung sapatos mo.
Yes.
Pero biglang na-explain mo na national costume yon.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yes. And it was really fun, and at the same time, it's like a winning thing for me because I would be able to perform well barefooted. Kasi mahilig ako mag-ganon eh. So, buti walang mga tamtaks doon or something.
Buti na lang. Buti na
So,
lang.
I can actually freely walk all over the stage and perform the song with a full of emotions and was able to convey what is the song is all about. Because it's really difficult for us to do an original song in a different country. So, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Ryan Cayabyab for the Sometime Somewhere. That was the song that I did. It's an original composition. So
Thank
yeah.
you, Mr. C, for giving
Thank you.
that piece to Joaquin.
Yes.
And now he has a very interesting story to share with the world when he sang that song.
Correct. And yeah, I still remember when the late Ricky Lo made a column for that. Ang cover is my face and the shoes. It was like a pageant.
Your face and the shoes.
The magic shoes. So I am so really thankful that thing happened. For me, everything has a reason. There's no such thing as an accident. So now it really became like another feather in my cap, another story that I can actually share with everyone, no matter what. Just do it.
Yes, that's a very great lesson for everyone to learn. Kasi akala mo sobrang laking hurdle tapos hindi mo malalampasan, di ba? Feeling mo mapapahiya ka.
Yes.
But
yes.
you were able to turn things around.
Exactly, Jamie. Exactly. And Filipinos are very resilient. And I think I was able to brought that in the US.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank
I think
you.
nakatulong yon kung bakit ka nanalo. And aside from that category, di ba, you had the Broadway category, contemporary and gospel. Tell us more about that. Ano yung feeling na ang daming klaseng kanta na kailangan mong i-perform in front of the judges in an international competition?
They're actually trying to check and know that this artist is he or is she rounded one, or just doing an stick in one genre. Mm-hmm. They actually wanted to check the totality of the artist, because once you get an award, it's not just the voice, it's the total package. So you really have to do a lot of genre with that competition, and it was actually a little tough thing to do, because most of the songs that I did during that time, it was not really my thing. I am a balladeer, but sabi ko nga, things are meant to happen. It's actually a window for me to widen my horizon. So
parang in short, medyo napilitan ka pero nagustuhan mo na rin kasi mas more of ballads talaga yung kinakanta mo.
Correct,
How
correct.
long did you have to prepare since you had to sing all of these songs?
It took us only a month for us to do all the preparations, and with the help of the other artists also, with their suggestions, and because during the time I was sent by a network. We were sent by, I won't mention the network anymore, but we were actually together with this network who gave us more support and with all these great arrangements of the songs. And one of the tricky thing is every time Philippines will go on stage, the mic and the sound system, it's really flat. But once you get to hear, like USA, South Africa, and other countries are so full of, like, as if like you're in a big concert.
So parang may pananabutahing nagaganap sa mga competition na to? Yun ba yung sinasabi mo?
I actually don't want to think that way. As much as I wanted to be more objective about it, I think they really wanted to check if this guy can actually perform and sing in tune.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I thought. Hindi ko na kasi, I don't want to entertain the thought of us being sabotaged. Because if you're going to entertain the thought, you might go into ruin your agenda to perform well. Because when, it's really my first time kasi. It's really my first time to compete internationally. I never had the courage. That's why I'm so hands up to all these young kids nowadays who goes to these big competitions. I really don't have that courage to go on in a competition. It's not that I am scared of, losing, but I'm just scared because there's so many good artists in the Philippines.
But I must say that you had very good attitude when you said na you didn't want to think of it that way. You were very objective, and you didn't want to think na they were sabotaging you because you just had to perform. Mm-hmm. And you were there to perform, and so that's what you did.
Yes.
Right? But my next question was, kung nagko-compete ka rin ba with other contests before? So hindi pala.
No.
Yung first mo is already World Championship.
Yes.
Grabe ka naman, nag-jump ka agad doon.
Yes.
Yung iba dumadaan pa sa barangay, di ba?
Yes.
Tapos national competition and then TV competition. And now this, for you, it was straight to the World Championship.
Because when they offered me that competition, I did not have the second thought. Because every time, it was my kumbaga, my upbringing. I was brought up like every time you get an opportunity, grab it. Never say no. So when the network asked me to compete, I did not say, I'm sorry, I'm not ready, things like that. I just said, oh, sure, thank you.
So wala nang patumpik-tumpik.
Wala
Diretso na agad.
Yes, sabi mo, yes. And then, pagkasabi mo ng yes, doon ka na lang mag-isip, oh my God, ano ba ginawa ko? I'm just kidding aside. Those are the things that you don't need to close your doors. Anything that will benefit you and others, try to embrace it. Opportunity knock once. So never say no.
All right. We're learning so much from Joaquin right now. We are live on Facebook, 1035 K-Light. And I think it's about time that we hear you sing again. This next song is a single that you released in 2021. Tama ba?
Yes.
Can you tell us more about Crying in the Rain?
Okay. The Crying in the Rain was actually introduced by my manager, Ms. Grace Mendoza. When the first, few lines I get to hear the song, it sounds familiar. I think this is my great-grandparents and my grandparents gets to listen every day. It was like an old song. And then we get to talk about, can we do another arrangement of this one? And so we try to come out a modern sound with, still the touch of the 70s. Because it's really difficult, to do a remake.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow never change anything. For me, that's a golden rule. Because most of the people who gets to like that song, even before if it's their soundtracks of their lives, they still wanted to hear the original melody of the song. So we tried to stick on that, and because of course, given the fact you cannot compete with the original. So when we did the song, we tried to put a little pop in it, but still the touch of the original 60s, I think, are still there. So
all right. Shout out to Tita Grace, by the way. She's just there, watching outside, but so fully supporting you.
Yeah. So if you happen to like this song, and of course the first song that I did, you can download it to iTunes, Spotify, and other music platforms.
And you'll get to hear it right now,
yes,
live on Spotlite. This is Joaquin Garcia, Crying in the Rain on 103.5 K-Light.
my sorrow and pain. I'll do my crying in the rain. If I wait for stormy skies, you won't know the rain from the tears in my eyes. You'll never know that I still love you so. Only heartaches remain. I'll do my crying in the rain. Raindrops falling from heaven could never take away my misery. But since we're not together, I pray for stormy weather to hide these tears I hope you never see. Someday when my crying is done, I'm gonna wear and smile and walk in the sun. Maybe a fool, but till then, darling, you never see me complain. I'll do my crying in the rain. Since we're not together, I pray for stormy weather to hide these tears I hope you never see. Someday when my crying is done, I'm gonna wear a smile and walk in the sun. I may be a fool, but till then, darling, you never see me complain. I'll do my crying in the rain. I'll do my crying in the rain.
Spotlight on 103.5.
There you have it. Ako na lang papalakpa kasi wala ibang audience dito sa loob ng studio. But that was awesome. Now I get to understand what you were saying kanina na hindi nyo masyadong binago yung kanta. Kasi
Correct.
ang ganda niya na eh, di ba? So kung babaguhin mo pa masyado,
Yes, yes.
a lot of people might react.
Yes.
Or kasi sobrang ganda niya na hindi niya na kailangan masyadong i-tweak.
Correct, correct.
So that was a very good choice.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Tita Grace.
Thank you, Tita Grace.
my Media Sing family, thank you so much for that wonderful song. Kasi most of my aunt and the rest of the people that who gets to be their soundtrack before, sobrang na-appreciate nila. So thank you. And of course, those guys who are in the traffic right now, and if you happen to love it, please, you can download the song to iTunes, Spotify, and whatever favorite platforms you liked.
Yes, that is Joaquin Garcia, Crying in the Rain. And we have some greets over here from Facebook. Arlinda says, watching here in Tokyo, Shibuya.
Wow.
Wow, hello. Live from Manila. We are here from the K-Light Studio. Yung mga gustong manood dyan, we're here at the second floor of Star Mall at sa Shaw. May mga ibang audience na tayo dyan. Hello to Arlinda Tungo. Love you, son. Sabi niya, hi, Miss Arlinda. Thank you
I'm
for
happy.
tuning in.
Hello.
Diba? How sweet.
Yes.
All right, so Joaquin, I heard that you also studied and worked as a chef in Dubai.
Yes.
But you decided to come back here and go back to your first love, which is singing and
Yes.
performing. Tell us
Yes.
about that.
Okay, I took up culinary and it became my one of my second course. And during those days, I did a show in Dubai, and I got this opportunity to do my OJT. While doing the OJT, I was privileged that I was unconsciously being hired na pala.
Ganun ka kagaling. Grabe naman, magaling ka sa pagkanta, magaling ka sa pag-acting, sa TV commercial, pati sa pagluluto, lahat na.
Siguro, I just put everything that I do with passion. And of course, one thing that I don't like of me putting in my sense is to complain.
Mm-hmm.
So, kailangan we have to be open in everything. Never, as my dad and my mom says, never lay your eggs in one basket. So, you have to explore. So, but at the end of the day, hindi ka gugutumin.
Tama. Hindi lang isa yung alam mong gawin.
Correct. Jack of all trades. And then I was hired as assistant executive chef in this company. And of course, I'm so happy. And I'm really so grateful of me as a student being hired. But then again, I still, going back, during those days, I was holding few people from different countries, like my mga Indians and Pakistani, Europeans, and the local in Dubai. And there's this certain Filipino who's there, who's in the company for ages. But I think that position deserves more than I do. So I made a little excuse that I need to fly back in the Philippines. God
So
forbid.
parang nagpaubaya ka, ganon.
God forbid, because I told them there's a problem in my heart, but I hope it's just heartache, but it became real. So you have to be careful. Words are very powerful.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I can't agree more. Be very careful with the words that you speak.
Okay, so maraming heartaches na to.
Oh my gosh, marami na pinagdaanan si
Marami na
Joaquin.
pinagdaanan.
Kaya
So-
ganyan din siya kumanta.
Yeah, and then, but prior to that, I stayed for over a year, and then trying to observe this guy, and he's very genuinely generous of sharing what he've learned in the company, without hesitations that this is the best thing for you to do, and this is the best design for the cakes and stuff like that. So he's not really madamot. He's so generous of sharing what he learned with all the past experiences, like he works in the cruise and stuff like that. So I get to think more often, like every night, I think this guy deserves the position. And so fortunate, the next day, after I think it's my 14th month, I received a call from Police that, Was, are you interested to do another album or a single? Oh, it's a sign that I need to go home. It's a sign. And then, because it's not that easy to resign in a certain company. You have to turn over everything.
Yeah, there's a process that you
There's
have
a
to go
process, exactly. So there's a process. But while doing the everything, I never shared anything about this to that Filipino guy. But I just spoke to the owner, and the owner of the company. I told him directly, if ever that I will be going home as to have a little vacation and to have my checkup sa puso.
Papacheck ko lang yung puso ko kung tumitibok pa siya.
Correct. So, and then I told him, give that guy a chance. Check him. And then, true enough, now even up to this point in time, he's the executive chef already.
Wow.
So it really feels good. It really feels good that you will be able to do something in your own little way with your kababayans. Because, I witness with how they work, how these difficulties of, working abroad, far away from your family, especially if you're married with all this, you've had children, and you get to think of them every day, but still you need to work. As a chef, you don't just work in the kitchen. You literally wash everything. Your surrounding should always be clean as possible as you can. So I do everything that I do, the mopping and everything. So not because you are the executive chef, you're just trying to point all the people to do everything for you. It's not that. So you have to set also an example. Being an executive chef or the head of the kitchen is that you can do everything for the people who gets to see you and look up to you. If this guy, our boss, can do mapping, why can't we?
Mm-hmm.
So I am doing that. So fortunately, when I get home, I still get to get in touch with the supervisor and just to check if that Filipino guy is still there. And then he gets to have a good raise. And fortunately, all the families are there already. So, yun.
Alam mo, you set a very good example to all those who are also watching you live on your TikTok, because you gave way to that person to be an executive chef, and it was a win-win situation for you both.
Exactly.
Diba? Now he's an executive chef, and now you're here,
Yes.
one of the greatest performers in the country, and you
Thank
also
you.
won in the World Championship of Performing Arts na una mong competition.
Yes.
Diba? So I guess, like you said, everything happens for a reason. So
Exactly.
that was a very good thing that you decided on na hindi ka rin nagpatumpik-tumpik, di ba?
Yes,
Parang
yes,
nung inalo
yes.
ka, nag-yes ka.
Yes.
Ito, tinawagan ka, nag-yes ka rin. But that was a good sign kasi parang iniisip mo na di ba, na magre-resign ka. And then there was another sign na somebody called you, offering you another opportunity in the Philippines, and so eto na talaga.
Yes,
So
yes.
nanalo kayo pareho dyan sa
Yes.
incident na yan.
Exactly. And I'm really so happy about that because during those times I am working with this, there are only like few Filipinos who are there. Maybe I can count on my fingers, like 3 Filipinos who are working in the company. And most of the Asian people loves to sing. So the Indians and other foreign countries who are working with me, I let them listen to their songs while working, as long as they get to do their job well. So I let them wearing their headsets. Most Indians loves music, the Bollywood
Yes.
thing. So I let them do it. It's sabi nga ng mom ko, even if you are a good cook, but if you feel bad about it, the outcome, whatever, it will be burst in a different color. As if like you wanted to have a rainbow, you end up like a black cake. So you have to feel good about everything what you do.
Sabi nga nila, di ba, hindi ako masyado magaling sa kusina, pero sabi nga nila, even sabi ng nanay ko, kailangan lagi may pagmamahal pag nagluluto ka.
Exactly. Put the passion in it. So that's going to be the umami.
So the passion that you bring to the kitchen is the same kind of passion that you bring into performing.
Yes.
And you came back and now you're here.
Yes.
And aside from you working in Dubai during that time, when you had an album, of course, you also performed in different parts of the country and different parts of the world.
Yes.
And you performed for OFWs
Yes.
in a lot of countries like Hong Kong, you were in Taiwan, Japan, and the US. How was it like performing for your fellow kababayans, knowing that you also came from that kind of situation, diba?
It's very heartwarming. I get to have all these goosebumps every time I get to perform in front of the OFWs, and I always sympathize and admire. They're very admirable. It's really tough thing to do, to leave the country, to leave everything, just to of course you can't help it to look for the greener pasture, but then again, one of the hardest is to leave your family. So every time I get to perform, as much as I wanted not to sing all those heartache songs, because you end up like seeing few people are crying. You don't want to have that, but somehow you have to leave something before you step down on stage that they will bring until before they sleep. So it was every time I get to perform, I always get to share that jokingly. Mag-ipon kayo. Okay.
Magandang payo yan Ang dami kong kilalang OFWs pagdating dito naubos na yung pera nila.
Yeah, so that's the golden rule. One of the golden rule when you work overseas is save. And if you get to feel that you are being bored or the homesick, think of your salary. Sweldo na ako next month. So, yun yung something that will
Yun yung
just...
motivation mo talaga.
Oo, motivation mo. But then again, of course, God will never fail you. Whatever path that we are going through, whatever things that we are going through right now, God will never fail you. So, that's one thing for sure.
Indeed.
Life is so full of surprises and life is so beautiful.
So yung mga nanonood dyan, lalo na yung kagaya kanina, may nanonood from Japan, tandaan nyo lahat ng mga sinabi ni Joaquin Garcia dito sa show on the Wind Down and Spotlight. And I guess we're about to hear another song from Joaquin kasi marami pa tayong time mamaya na makipagchikahan sa kanya. Actually, medyo overtime tayo, but that's okay. We're gonna go overtime to hear more of his songs and more of his stories. But for the next song, tell us more about this and how did you choose And If Only to be part of your set for today?
Okay, And If Only, it's all about prayers that no matter what, as of what I've said kanina, God will never fail you, no matter what. So the song is all about, all I can do is hope and pray that one day there'll be a brighter world.
And on that note, let's hear Joaquin Garcia with And If Only live right here on 103.5 K-Lite.
When I feel so lost and I just don't know how life goes. There are so many roads to take and so many decisions to make. All I can do is hope and pray that one day there'll be a brighter world. Inside my heart, and if only we'd stop and think of so many good things that's all around us, and if only there's love, not hate, among people with different points of view, and if only there's peace, not war. Understanding, and if only there's you and me, we could share a life. Everything's gonna be alright. Do-do, 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 do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. There are times when I feel so lost and I just don't know how life goes. There are so many roads to take and so many decisions to make. All I can do is hope and pray that one day there'll be a brighter world. Inside my heart, and if only would stop and think of so many good things that's all around us, and if only there's love, not hate, among people with different points of view, and if only there's peace, not war. So much understanding, and if only there's you and me, we could share a life. Everything's gonna be alright. Do-do, 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 do-do-do-do.
Best live performances on air and online. Spotlight on 103.5.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If only, or And If Only by Mr. Joaquin Garcia, live right here in K-Lite. That was really heartwarming.
Yes.
A
yes.
song and a prayer all in one.
All in one.
That was really nice.
This was actually being used during the time of pandemic. It actually became a source of strength to all our frontliners, that no matter what, there's always you and me, okay? And we can share our life together to work as one. So this is more of like an encouragement to everyone, for everyone, especially those who are working in the medical field. And it was really tough thing to do for them. And I am really so highly respect and hands up, especially those who are actually working in the hospital during that time. And there's a lot of videos and versions when we get to come out the song, and there are some Spanish, Japanese,
Oh, wow.
and just for them to understand. And it was something that I get to share every performance that we do with this song. It's a prayer that turns into a music.
Yes, thank you for adding this in your set for this afternoon. That was really nice. And it's very relevant up until now, especially because we're placed again on alert level 1, di ba?
I know.
So yung mga nurses natin, yung mga doctors natin, double time na naman sa pagtatrabaho.
Correct. I hope not. We're still, prayers, sabi nga nila, prayers can move mountains. So
Of course.
we can work on this.
All right, so Joaquin, you also performed with some international artists. Let me
Yes.
just, enumerate some of the names kasi grabe yung mga nakasama mo na. So nakasama lang naman niya mag-perform na icons such as The Platters, Mr. Rex Smith, who was also here a couple of months ago, John Ford Coley, Air Supply, Brian McKnight, Michael Learns to Rock, and the hitman, Mr. David Foster.
Oh, yes.
How did that start? Being able to perform with all of these big names in the international stage.
I guess the word being lucky and those who actually believe in us, and with the help of my management team, Miss Grace Mendoza, that we get to gather all these schedules and all these events, that we actually get to be part of these big icons. And again, it's always like a nerve-wracking experience every time I get to perform and work with these artists. And I am so, always have this butterfly in my stomach every time I hold on to the mic. But the moment that you get to be on stage, I always try not to entertain that nervousness and the nerve-wracking thing anymore, because I wanted to feel, the stage, the people, and the artist itself. Just to look at him or to look at the group of the people the artist that he's working with, sobrang I am always trying to embrace that, and as if it's going to be my last performance. So every time I get to be with them, I am always think of, okay, I have to do good because I'm representing the Philippines.
Yes, and you're very blessed kasi we don't have a lot of local artists who can say na they have performed with all of these international artists
Yes.
that you were able to work with.
Yes,
Is there any memorable experience that you can share with us with any of these artists na you were able to sing with?
Okay, do you want to hear the saddest part first or the hooray?
Doon muna tayo sa sad para pa-climax tayo sa
Okay,
happy.
the first time that I get to perform with the Air Supply, it was the time when I got the news from my sister-in-law that my brother passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's right. So, the feeling of momentum that this is the reality. Am I going to perform or not? Am I going to leave the stage or not? So, dito papasok talaga yung sinasabi nila na the show must go on. So, it so happened that the song that I will be doing on stage, it was a very tear-jerking song. Like,
Do you remember what song it was?
yes. Huwag niyo pa kamayak ako. No, okay. It's
Marami tayong tubig. Pag naiyak ka, bibigyan kita ng maraming tubig.
okay. It's an Anne Marie song. Wait. Okay. Hindi ko tuloy
Sige, okay lang. Kasi nadala ka na ng emosyon
Yes.
mo. It was during that time na narinig mo na yung balita na yun and you were about to go on stage, right? So what else happened during that time?
During that time, when I did the song, I really couldn't help it. I'm really trying to hold on my tears because I don't want to break down and show it to everyone, because I always have this mentality that every time you get to see a show or performance in a big crowd, those audiences went to buy ticket not to hear your stories or to sympathize. They were there to watch and have fun. So that's one thing that we really need to work on it. That never bring anything that will make you go down. during the time of performances. So I was really trying to hold on to my tears, but I really couldn't help it. So nasabi ko na lang siyang bigla that I would love to share and dedicate this song to my brother who just passed away at this very moment. So yun.
So nakanta mo ba ng buo
I think
yung song na
I think nakanta ko siya. Nakanta ko naman siya ng buo. Ang problema, ba't hindi ko siya maisip ngayon? I don't know.
Mamaya.
Maisip
Darating
ko
yan
siya.
sa'yo. When you
Actually,
least
it's in the
expect
tip of
it.
my tongue.
It happens, right? It happens.
Yes, yes.
And it also happens on live radio.
Yes, yes.
Ano naman yung pinaka masayang experience na super memorable for you?
When David Foster called me on stage, that was the first thing that I really felt that okay, modesty aside, that I can sing. I can hold on with the crowd, because when David Foster asked me to perform with him on stage, the crowd were like, "Whoa!" And this is in Japan. So and I just did the just once, can we find a way to finally make it right?
Grabe, concert experience
So,
yun na parang 2 lines lang napa-concert
Sorry.
tayo dito.
So
ah.
parang, oh, things like that. So that was the things that I will never also forget, that tremendous experience with Mr. David Foster.
Wait, hold on. This was in Japan.
It was in Japan.
You were a part of the audience?
I was part of the audience, and
then he just called you to be
yes, because
part of the...
actually, see, David Foster, mahilig siya sa mga karaoke thing, the portion of his show. So he ends up like asking people who can sing, and I think from that certain gap where he can actually find an artist where he can be a prodigy. So I am one of his prodigy now.
Yeah,
so.
I was about to mention that because I also saw on your Instagram that
Yes,
you
yes.
were there backstage in his last concert here with,
Yes.
with Pia Toscano and the
Yes,
rest of the
yes.
artists.
Yes, yes.
So you are now one of the highly regarded artists na masasabi natin na prodigy talaga ni David Foster. Grabe! How does it feel na parang ang laking responsibility ba when people say that?
It's so it's something that you actually end up bending. I am considering myself as a bamboo. The more I get there, the more I bend. It's very heartwarming and at the same time a humble experience to work with them, and at the same time it's always a reminder of me to keep my feet on the ground. Anything that I have, something that will added cotton in my feather. That's the time where I always get banned.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a masarap na pakiramdam, but then you have to work on it, because this is not a joke, working with an international artist. So you have to somehow go in a certain level where David Foster always wanted to have. So, David Foster will always like hearing all these artists hitting the high notes up to the ceiling. That's what he wants. So,
Yeah.
kailangan you have to go with the flow.
Ibang klase pag sinabi mong prodigy ni David Foster,
Correct. So,
Pero magandang analogy yan to be a bamboo because it's also very resilient.
Yes.
'Di ba? Na kahit anong lakas ng hangin, kahit anong bagyo, makita mo yung mga ibang puno na tumba na eh. Pero yung mga bamboo nandun pa rin.
yes.
So I like that analogy. I
Thank
really
you.
do. We want to say hello to Leia Ruth. She said, DJ JB and Joaquin, I'll go home na ha, pero I'm still listening to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Alam mo, mahilig siya na ganyan. From the office, nakikinig siya through the internet, and then makikinig na siya through FM, naka-earphones pa rin siya. So thank you for bringing us with you. Kung nagko-commute ka man ngayon, mag-iingat ka kung tumatawid ka rin or sumasakay ng kung anumang sasakyan
Take good
dyan.
care.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for also keeping us in the background kahit nakaalis ka na ng opisina. Do you still have a wish list of artists that you want to work with, local or international?
I've always wanted to work with James Ingram that time. When I heard my management, my Miss Grace Mendoza, that they will be working with James Ingram that time. But unfortunately, he passed away. So he's actually one of my wish list. And of course, I've always wanted to work with Michael Bublé and the king, concert king himself. Gusto kong maka-back-to-back siya. Because I had this concert before in Music Museum with Fate, and he's one of our guests. So we did this sort of a portion where people thought he's singing, pero ako.
Ganon kalapit yung boses nyo, tsaka yung timbre nyo pag
Yung-
kumakanta ka.
Siguro, pero I am always trying not to, to because it's like a reminder of me every time I get to hear my voice, and parang wait, that sounds so Martin. Oop, kasi I cannot really deny the fact that he's actually one of my influences.
Yes.
So-
Para siyang it's like a compliment and a challenge in one.
Exactly. Kasi when I did the one of his songs that actually arranged by Mr. Louie Ocampo, parang ang sarap ng pakiramdam that the original arrangement, the original artist is there, that you get to do your own version. So, yeah, and one of my wish lists is to work with him. And
Mr.
of course,
Martin Rivera,
and of
if
course,
you're listening.
Miss Regine Velasquez. I've always wanted to work with Miss Regine Velasquez and Ogel Cassid.
Yung mga great OPM artists
Great
talaga
OPM
natin,
artists.
no?
Of course, I mean, before ako mag-jump with working with the international artists, I'm always aiming to work with them. So, hi, Miss Regine, and to Mr. Ogel Cassid, and if you're listening, of course, to the concert king himself, Martin Rivera.
Oo, baka may mga kaibigan sila kamag-anak na nakikinig sa atin, di ba?
Oo.
We're also live on Planet Cable Channel 3. So,
Yes,
aside from the
yes.
internet, baka may nanonood din
Correct,
dyan. Malay mo,
correct,
di ba?
correct.
Mamaya may magte-text na rin sa'yo.
Sana, magte-text na sila na, okay, let's do shows together. Wow!
Mamaya, abangan natin. So, habang nag-aabang tayo, let's
Mm-hmm.
hear another song from Joaquin. This one is another song that you released in 2021, I Just Fall in Love.
Oh yes, I just fall in love again, and I hope I will never break down because every time I get to hear this one, it really breaks my heart because I get it's like every word that it speaks for myself. So
Oh my gosh, baka dito ka mag-breakdown, Joaquin.
I hope
ah.
not.
I-video ko. Live
Wag.
also on Instagram.
No, I just love the lyrics and I just love the song. That I am really so thankful that I was given another privilege to do a remake of this one. And dati naririnig ko lang siya. Most of the artists who did this remake, more of them are mga female artists. So, and it was something that I am always singing siguro pag meron na akong bagong love life.
Yan naman. So, para malaman na
Happy
natin.
Valentine's, everyone.
Oo, super advanced tayo, di ba? Kakatapos lang. Pero para malaman natin, baka magkaroon ulit. I Just Fall in Love Again, Joaquin Garcia, live right here on 103.5 K-Light.
Okay. Thank you.
Ulitin natin. I Just Fall in Love Again, Joaquin Garcia, live right here on 103.5 K-Light.
Dreaming, I must be dreaming. Or am I really lying here with you? Baby, you take me in your arms, and though I'm wide awake, I know my dream is coming true. And oh, I just fall in love again. Just one touch and then it happens every time. And there I go, I just fall in love again. And when I do, I can't help myself. I fall in love with you. way I hold you in my arms, it seems to fly. Easy for you to take me to a star. Heaven is that moment when I look into your eyes, and oh, I just fall in love again. Just one touch and then it happens every time, and there I go by, just fall in love again. And when I do, I can't help myself, I fall in love with you. There I go by, just fall in love again. And when I do, I can't help myself, I fall in love with you. I can't help myself, I fall in love with you.
The best live performances on air and online. Spotlight on 103.5.
Yes, indeed, the best performances online and on air, Mr. Joaquin Garcia. Thank you for that rendition. I just fall in love again. I was waiting for the tears, but that deserves an applause. Ang galing, guys. May concert talaga tayo dito inside the booth. That was very emotional, no? Yung pagka-deliver mo ng kanta. Lagi bang ganun pag kinakanta mo tong kantang to?
Yes. Yes.
Minus the tears
Minus
this
the tears.
time, yes.
You know, aside from you being challenged with the song, it was really became a hit before. You know, even up to this time, you know, it's something that you need to do something over with the song. But then again, as I've said a while ago, that the original melody should always be there. So the original touch of the original song should always be there. So, kailangan nandun, naririnig pa rin, nararamdaman pa rin.
Naramdaman namin. In fact, may nag-message. Tago natin siya sa pangalang Karen. Sabi niya, JB, mahal ko na yung bisita mo.
I love you too.
Ito na yung love life. Oo, ito na
Thank
siya.
you.
Nagsa-start na siya.
Yeah.
Oo, I love you too daw. Narinig mo ba, Karen?
Hi, Karen.
Yeah, that's
Hi,
Joaquin
Karen.
Garcia for you. And ano yung choosing process for you? Pagka nagko-cover ka ng mga kanta, together of course with Tita Grace, ano yung proseso na dinadaanan nyo?
Kailangan, one of the rules, I mean for me, something that actually really became part of your life, okay? When I asked to do the song Leaving Yesterday Behind, merong kwento to eh. When the people from Police asked me, you want to do the Leaving Yesterday Behind? Ang una sagot ko, yes. Because when I was in college, I already brought up to everyone that I already have a record deal, which is not true.
Alam mo, di ba, sabi natin kanina, be very careful with your words.
Yes.
But it's that powerful kasi nilabas mo na siya sa
Yes.
universe, so nangyari siya.
Yes, so sabi ko, hey guys, you know what? I am going to come out a song already. Pero hindi totoo. I was just trying to make believe to myself that I'm going to come out an album. I don't know what happened to me that time. I was just trying, I'm not sure, siguro dala nang I was too young and
Buti hindi ka hinanapan, nasa na yung album.
wala
diba?
namang ganun
Wala
dati.
namang ganun.
Wala naman tayong mga platform.
Oo.
Diba? So, meron tayong mga CDs and stuff like that. But some of them are actually looking for, oh, where's the CD? Maybe like sooner or later, you're going to have it available in all record bars. Pero wala pa akong parang, alam ko na pag tinatanong na ako, I'm actually doing the escape thing. So, but, nawala na yun sa isip ko. nung ginagawa ko na yung song, oh my God, once upon a time, I actually shared with everyone that I'm going to come out a song from Kino.
Parang kinilabutan ako doon. Di ba? The power of words talaga.
Yes,
and when
yes.
you believe in something so
Yes.
much, it really happens.
Yes, and then the song itself became a positive advice. I mean, a positive thing for everyone. It's you have to leave the past behind. We really have to focus on now what's happening now. So never get so worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. It's just me. I am a very type of person who gets to enjoy the moment. I don't really want to get worries about what's going to happen the next day. Even when I go to sleep, I am always trying to release everything, because this is like a God's blessings that you get to be able to sleep and lay yourself in bed without any worries. So if ever you guys, those who are listening right now, I know it's life right now, it's kind of a little tough, but every time we go on bed, try not to think of all those things for now. It's actually, you call it self-love. Pagbigyan natin yung sarili natin na wag muna tayong mag-isip na kung ano-ano. So, pakinggan muna natin kung ano sinasabi niya. And then, makakatulog tayo ng mahimbing.
It's a very nice tip, huh? Not just to live in the present, but also not to worry too much.
Yes.
Diba? Lift it all up to Him, because
Yes.
not everything is under our control.
Correct. I mean, of course, that's given. You're always trying to think of your future, you save and things like that. But don't get so much worries if you put all your trust in Him. So, there are no worries anymore. And, God will always provide. So those are the things that we really have to think that. I know it's easier said, guys, those who are driving right now. I know it's easier said, but I always think of you become what you practice. So if you practice of before laying down, after you pray, release everything. Kasi pag gising mo, nandyan na yan eh. Darating na naman. So give yourself a break. Try to relax. After you pray, you think, give praise and thanks to everything what happened to this day. And then tomorrow is another day.
Yes.
So leave the past behind.
So connected din sa leaving yesterday behind. That's why you also chose to
Yes.
sing that song, remake it,
Yes.
diba? Alam mo, ang ganda kasi, just to share a little personal story, that is also a very meaningful song for me, because my dad already passed away. But we used to sing together all the time when I was a kid. And I remember very vividly in our living room, that was the last song that we sang together. So wag mo kakantahin. Kasi ako naman ang iiyak. But I could really relate to every word that you were saying kanina with, trying to leave yesterday behind and all the worries behind. Kasi
Correct.
what's important now is the present,
Yes,
diba?
yes.
So, maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga shinare mo. And
You're welcome.
have you noticed more than 1 hour na tayong nag-uusap dito?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Kaya pala na-off na yung phone ko.
Nalubat ka na. Oh, I'm so sorry
I'm so
to all the
sorry.
followers
I'm so sorry.
of Joaquin, but they can still catch you live on Facebook because we still have one more song,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But before we give them that, Deborah says, I hope someday you will join me and the world will lead us one. Okay, well, thank you very much for quoting a song. Yung mga gustong magbigay ng mga message sa'yo personally, where can they follow you or send you a DM?
Okay, please try to catch me on my TikTok account. You can just check Joaquin Garcia, and even on my Facebook, Joaquin Garcia, and my IG, Soulful Prince Joaquin Garcia. So you can actually send me messages. One thing siguro, I also get to thank God that this platform gave me a window for those who are into depression. I have tons of people who message me and sending me a big thanks whenever they get to hear some of my songs. So, of course, it's a big thing for us that way you were able to help somehow. So, I am open to that, guys. If you're going to send me messages, I always send back. I always try to...
So you reply to your DMs?
I do. I tried my very best to read everything, especially on my TikTok. There are so many tons of messages. and other, I mean, Facebook. So I really try my best to send them one by one, wholeheartedly, coming from my soul and from my heart, to send these messages for them because I owe them a lot. So this is the only way, that we get to return back yung mga ginagawa nila sa atin. So this is the only way that I get to share and say thank you. So malaking bagay na what is a text away? What is a simple message for someone? For all you know, that person is really into a depression or really longing for someone. Hug. You know what's the meaning of hugs?
Sige nga, paki-explain sa amin, Joaquin. Ano pa yung ibang meaning ng hugs?
Helping us grow spiritually. So
Nice.
once you hug someone, di ba you always feel something na ka. Kasi you always remember that hindi ka pala nag-iisa. So if you get to see someone, so mag-alcohol ka na lang. na nakikita. Sometimes, actions speak louder than words.
Indeed. I was gonna say, kahit nga minsan hindi ka na mga musta eh.
Yes.
Yung makita mo lang yung isang taong matagal mo nang hindi nakakausap, tas
Correct.
yakapin mo lang.
Correct.
Ang laki ng impact nun, diba?
Correct. Huwag mo lang sabihan na ang taba-taba mo na.
Oo,
Ngayon
wag na yung
kayo-
mga ganon.
Huwag na yung ganon. Sabihin mo
Oo,
lang.
leave them behind, yung mga
Correct.
negative comments.
Sabihin mo lang, you look so gorgeous today. Something that will uplift them. Kasi, especially in the morning, guys, something that you need to greet that will actually uplift their spirit. Just to smile and to greet someone a pleasant good morning. Maganda na sabi mo, you look beautiful today. You look so stunning in your dress. I think those things, we really actually need that. We help us grow spiritually. So hugs, everyone.
Yes, sending virtual hugs to everyone tuned in tonight.
Yes,
And,
yes.
compliments are very important.
Exactly.
Kahit as simple as good morning. Kaya hindi ko na
Yes.
miss yan.
Yes.
I really greet everyone good
Correct,
morning at the
correct.
start of the day because you can spread good vibes by
Correct.
saying that alone.
Correct.
Diba? So thank you for sharing your time
You're
with us
welcome.
and
I'm
your
so happy to be
talent.
here.
We are so happy and thank you na kahit papaano nag-overtime ka rin with
Oh
us.
my goodness, overtime.
We learned so much.
Nagmadali talaga ako kasi hindi na nga ako ganito na lang yung buhok ko. So,
Hindi namin pansin. Parang ayos na ayos ka naman for today, ha? But tell us more about this last song that you
Okay.
will perform for us. Don't know what to say.
Okay, the last song that I will be doing, and I hope not, but of course we're actually running out of time.
Maybe there's another time, diba? Part 2.
Yes, looking forward to that. Again, it's another remake. The song that actually written by Miss Odette Quesada gave me so much an opportunities to go everywhere with this song. I was given an award as a male pop artist of the year, People's Choice Awards, and a revival of the year. Marami siyang opportunities na binigay sa akin, even if it's a love song. And this is my song right now, actually. Kinikilig ako.
Para may special someone. Ako, sabi pa naman ni Karen, kinilig daw siya kasi nag-I love you ka kanina eh. Okay, karapatan din ni Joaquin na kiligin siya.
Ano lang to, wishful thinking. No, kinikilig ako every time I get to do the song kasi as if I'm always serenading someone that I know someday I will get to have that special who will gets to appreciate every single word of this one. So again, I would like to thank Miss Odette Quesada for coming out with all these tremendous OPM songs that she contributed in the industry, and also the people who downloaded the songs. Maraming salamat po. Lalo na yung I Just Fall in Love Again. I get to see all these thousands of people who created a small content using the song and don't know what to say. So maraming salamat po. I really don't know, this one word thank you. Alam ko kulang siya. I hope one day that I get to see everyone in real life, and kung kailangan lang talaga magpasalamat ako sa inyong lahat, isa-isa gagawin ko. Siguro the only thing that we can do for that is when we do perform in a big crowd or in a mall show, I hope that I get to see you, sooner or later. So maraming salamat po from the bottom of my heart to those people who actually, again, who use my songs. Maraming salamat po. This has really meant so much to me.
And thank you so much again for spending your time with us today and sharing your talent with everyone, to all the listeners of K-Lite. We hope to see you soon.
Oh, thank
and
you.
we wish you the best of luck
Thank
in
you.
all of your endeavors in the future.
Thank
we
you.
We are looking forward to see you on stage again.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
live on 103.5 K-Lite, this is Joaquin Garcia with Don't Know What to Say.
And if you happen to like this one, you can download the song.
I love you only in my mind, but I know that there will come a time to feel this feeling I have inside. You're a hopeless romantic is what they say, falling in and out of love just like a play, memorizing its line. I still don't know what to say. What to say? I don't know what to do whenever you want me. Don't know what to say. My heart is floating in tears. When you pass by, I could fly. Every minute, every second of the day, I dream of you in the most special way. You're beside me all the time, all the time. I love you and I always will. Call it crazy, but I know someday you feel this feeling I have for you inside. I'm a hopeless romantic, I know I am. Memorize all the lines, and here I am, struggling for words. I still don't know what to say. What to say? I don't know what to do whenever you want me. Don't know what to say. My heart is floating in tears. When you pass by, I could fly. Every minute, every second of the day, I dream of you in the most special way. You're beside me all the time, all the time. I love you all the time. I love you all the time. I love you all the time.
The best performers take center stage every week on Spotlight. Heard live on air from the K-Lite studios and seen online through our Twitch channel. The best local talent delivered straight to you the way only we can. Spotlight, exclusively on 103.5.
Paalaala ng National Telecommunications Commission at ng kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.